I'd like to call the Tuesday, December 3rd, 2013 Papillion City Council meeting to order. Mrs. Butler, would you please take the roll?
Florence, Mumgard, Gaines, Glover, Jaworski, Klug, Stubbe, Ingberg.
Would you please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance?
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Do we have an affidavit of publication on file?
That is correct.
And a current copy of the Open Meetings Act is posted in the City Council chambers. Mr. Hoynes, Administrator's report, please.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, members of the council. Begin my report this evening by reminding the council about 2, maybe 3 years ago, the Sarpy County commissioned a study on how sewer would be delivered in the southern half of Sarpy County, south of the ridge line. May have even been longer than that, but in any event, Mark Wayne has asked several cities to get together with him and start revisiting that issue with all the development that's pending in that area and look for some type of cooperative solution on how to get sewer down there. And so I've attended a couple of meetings with several cities in the county on that and will continue to do so. The legislative session will be on us before you know it. If you as individual council members have any legislative concerns, things you think should be brought forth at during the next session, the United Cities is meeting next week with the local area senators in particular and discussing our United Cities agenda. And so if there's anything that's hanging out there that you're interested in, please let Mayor Blight and myself know and we'll pass that on. Finally, just a quick update on both Public Works and the fire mergers. I would say they're going very, very smoothly. Doing some training on the fire side, some renovations to some facilities. Going to be ready to roll on April 1st at 7 a.m. to deliver fire service to the city of La Vista. And Public Works, they're finalizing some designs and preparing that, trying to get that thing ready to go to bid after construction documents and stuff. So that concludes my report, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you very much. Do we have a motion to approve the consent agenda? Motion by Councilman Gaines. Second by Councilwoman Klug. Do we have any proponents? Do we have any opponents? Council discussion? Please vote.
Eight yeas, 0 nays.
Motion passes. Next is item D1, Ordinance 1677. An ordinance to amend the budget statement to be termed the annual appropriation bill, which was adopted on September 3rd, 2013 by ordinance number 1672 to appropriate sums for necessary expenses and liabilities and to provide for an effective date. Is there a council member that will introduce? Introduced by Councilman Ingberg. Thank you. Item D2, Ordinance 1680, an ordinance to approve the change of zone of certain real property within the zoning jurisdiction of the City of Papillion, Sarpy County, Nebraska, legally described as part of the south half of the southwest quarter of Section 22, Township 14 North, Range 12 East, Sarpy County, Nebraska, generally located on the southeast corner of 96th and West 6th Street, from agricultural AG to mixed-use MU, and to amend the official zoning map of the City of Papillion by changing the zoning district boundaries of the zoning map in accordance with Section 205-32 of Papillion Municipal Code, and to provide for an effective date. Is there a council member that will introduce? I'll introduce. Introduced by Councilman Gaines. Item E1, Ordinance 1675, an ordinance to amend it in its entirety, Chapter 117, Fireworks of the Papillion Municipal Code, having to do with fireworks, the general provisions and licensing and sale of fireworks, and to provide for an effective date. This is a public hearing. I'll open the public hearing. Do we have proponents? Do we have any opponents? Close the public hearing. Next is item F1, Resolution R13-0199, a resolution to elect a city council president for a term of 1 year. Do we have a motion to open nominations for council president? Motion by Councilman Stubbe. Do we have a second? Second by Councilman Florence. Please vote.
Eight yeas, 0 nays.
Motion passes. The floor is open for nominations.
I would like to nominate Councilman Ingberg.
Councilman Ingberg is nominated. Any other nominations? Seeing none, is there a motion to close nominations? Motion by Councilwoman Klug. Second by Councilman Florence. Please vote.
8 yeas, 0 nays.
Motion passes. Technically, we do this by ballot, but since there's only one, look to you guys of what you want to do. So a motion by acclamation selecting Councilman Ingberg. Motion by Councilman Mumgard, second. Second by Councilwoman Klug. Please vote.
Eight yeas, 0 nays.
Motion passes. I did vote no on my nomination as president and see what happened. Congratulations. Councilman Ingberg is the president for the next year. Thanks for your willingness to do that. Next is committee reports. Public facilities met. Mr. Glover?
Yes, we did meet this evening prior to this meeting to talk about the renaming or the naming of a dam site WP5. That's the new dam that's, as I understand, is finished at this point and is currently filling up and will be open sometime next year. As I understand, I was not on the council when they named Walnut Creek, but it is expected that the city have the naming rights to the dam site. As we discussed this, we talked about the possibility of opening it up to different groups, city council members. But I think in our discussion we come down to the fact that we're looking at maybe contacting the there's two Papillion and Sarpy. I didn't want to leave Sarpy out, but contacting Papillion and Sarpy to see if they would have some ideas on what direction that the naming should go. We certainly would encourage other council members, if you have ideas on what the naming should be for this dam site, that you'd give us recommendations. We're going to ask the two historical societies to give us some ideas. And if you have ideas, we'd also like those. We will get back together and we will meet. We did make a recommendation that the city adopt a policy restricting the naming to something historical or geographic rather than just somebody's name. It gets pretty political when there's two other dam sites that are be coming up, and there's a lot of land that's been bought and sold over the years, and not that we wouldn't look at a name, but we would recommend, and I'm assuming, Mayor, that we'd put that on an agenda, maybe the next meeting or sometime down the line, that we would adopt that policy, that we would keep it historical or geographic, so that we can kind of play with something out in that area. So with that, we did adjourn with the idea that we will recommend to the full council that we adopt this policy, get input from the two historical societies, and then come back for a meeting maybe in a month or so, and then bring that to the city council for a vote. So that's kind of the outline of where we might be headed with this.
Thanks. Administration will reach out to both of the historical societies based on that discussion, and then we'll also draft that policy based on the minutes of the meeting and then bring that forth. So thank you very much. Also, every council member should have gotten a letter with new committee assignments, and as has been typical with what I've been doing, did about a 50% swap on the committees, just again so we get a mix of thought. couple of people stayed on their previous committee, so we've got consistency, but brought a couple of new ones on, just so we have that mix of thought. So if you have any questions on committee assignments, let me know. But those are effective after today. Do we have any comments from the floor? And if you'd state your name for the record.
Hello, Don Bellino, 819 Cedardale. Just a few comments. Congratulations, Mr. Ingberg, I guess. When do you become honorable? Become council president, then you're introduced as the honorable Mr. Ingberg? Anyway, congratulations. As you know, we put up a few of those Christmas lights around town here, but I just want to make comment as I drove through the city tonight. The lights are unbelievable. That's why we live here. They're gorgeous, and we got an eye for lights. But anyway, I want to congratulate you. The city of Papillion looks magnificent.
Between fireworks and Christmas lights, it does add a unique
Congratulations.
aspect. Thank you very much. Any other comments? See, we've got a couple of students and some scouts. Welcome. I'm assuming you might be here for badge requirements. Some of us will hang around afterwards. If you have any questions, feel free to meet with us. But you want to come up to the podium and introduce yourself and let us know what troop you're from?
Hello, my name is Luke Sumter. I am from Troop 60, just at the Legion over there, and I'm here for Citizenship in the Community Merit Badge.
Wonderful. Thank you. Welcome.
Thank you.
Any other comments from the floor? Any council comments? Mr. Glover. Nope. All right. Any comments? Just a couple of updates. Mr. Hoynes mentioned the Public Works. We did have a monthly meeting with that committee just to kind of give an update, and it does look like things are on schedule and designs coming together, and I think Marty and his guys are pleased with how that process is working. So we also had a meeting, Mr. Hoynes and myself, with Senator Smith talking some more about the school boundary issues and a follow-up to the hearing that we had. Want to thank everybody for coming out to a couple of the ribbon cuttings we had with the Fairfield Inn and the Firestone. The Firestone folks were very pleased with how that went, and I think that's consistent feedback we keep getting from businesses that come to Papillion. They're just so encouraged with the support. So thanks for that. And Fairfield Inn has also said it's probably one of the best experiences they've had to date. So again, thank you. Mr. Hoynes mentioned the 911 meetings. We're continuing to have those. We've got a finance meeting that's going on. We have a legal meeting that's going on. But we're encouraged there. Also had a board meeting with Sarpy County Economic Development. No major updates came out of that. Great comments on Winter Wonderland. Thank you everybody for coming out and supporting that. Big thank you to the Parks Department, Public Works, the Women's Club, and the Community Foundation, and the Fire Department and Police for everything there. Just always getting great comments. Again, had at least 2 this year that said one of the reasons they moved here was because of the festivals, Winter Wonderland and Papillion Days. So not just fun little events, but they've got an impact. Reminder of 2 ribbon cuttings this Thursday, 8 a.m. Egg and I is having their ribbon cutting. And then next Tuesday, the 10th at 4 p.m., Eye Specialist, which is on 72nd and Cornhusker, Dr. Bears from Bellevue, expanded over to Papillion, right next to Dunkin' Donuts. So if you can support those, that would be great. I think that's most of everything. Do we have a motion to adjourn? Motion by Councilman Glover. Second by Councilwoman Klug. Please vote.
8 yeas, 0 nays.
We are adjourned. Thank you.